Hello and welcome to this Christmas podcast. Screw friends, Twitch, and business talking about Steve Builder reasons.
Yep. Another week, another show. And before we get into the discussion, of course, we've talked about what we've been doing the past week. And celebrate what the I celebrated my birthday. That was cool. Though I'm banking my birthday dinner till later when stuff opens back up again. And recorded a few more videos and generally not much different than usual. did or did order a few things on Amazon that will help with the recording stuff. Got a proper secondary screen that I'll be using, as opposed to hooking my Nook up via USB. And with the proper screen, I'll actually be able to properly get a secondary video capture from my Elgato, so I can record console games without the delay. So yeah, that opened that up for possibilities for recording. So got in, got a hoodie off eBay. Yeah, it's a nice Luna hoodie. Uh, uh, well, I'd share pictures, but I'm not. Uh, can I? Like, can I share images? I don't know. But anyway, but yeah, it's nice. A little tight. I ordered a size up because it's Asian. It was listed for Asian sizes, so I ordered a size up. It's still a little bit tight, but then again, I do need to lose a bit of weight. So yeah, unlike my other jacket, this is actually one where losing weight will help. The other one's like it's a shoulder length issue. But yeah, that was my week. What about you?
Dare I say you did look a little slimmer.
Yeah. Also, it'll be something nice to wear during pony conventions. Whenever those start happening again. But I'm iffy on if Everfree will even happen this year. Because yeah, vaccines are supposed to start happening, but we'll see how that goes. And even then, large conventions may be pushing it a bit. You know, could be another year.
Well, I heard virtually things have been pretty successful. In fact, I already men- already mentioned I've been multitasking. Already mentioned multitasking earlier this month. So
Yeah, forget one other thing. I took another step in the path of becoming a responsible adult. I got a credit card. Yeah, I got the Amazon Prime Rewards one. Got like a 70, like it was like a 60, $70 Amazon credit for it. Okay, build up a credit score, then I can in the future get things like a car or a house or something. I don't know. I figure I really should, start doing something about that. So better late than never. Right, you're weak. How's stuff for you this week?
finally got my mom to get the family room back up 100%. Guess the not sure what I don't know whether they're called awnings or what, but something that's decorative, but it's sort of thing that's decorative, and you hang it over the in my in my case shutter shades, the top of the shutter shades, to hide it.
Yeah.
I managed to, she finally managed to get those back up in the family room.
Okay.
Had also got her to mend a little something regarding pants pockets. Let's just say that a new pair of sleep clothes that I got for Christmas. Let's just say they didn't complete the pockets.
Uh,
It was like they're there, just they didn't sew it up completely.
yeah.
And before we get too far from the subject of credit cards, you'll never guess what was recently shipped out in terms of stimulus.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something called an economic impact payment card.
Oh,
And as part of the past week, and as part of the past week, I set up my account.
so that's what it is. It's for the people who don't have like direct deposit or paper checks or whatever. Okay, makes sense.
Been a bit tricky to negotiate. Been a bit tricky to get the website to work, but hopefully within following days or so, I will soon have it active.
That's good.
So, last week of Aardman month, featuring the
Yep.
featuring the most recent film and soon to be 3 years of age, Early Man.
Yeah, it's like early man. I knew it had something to do with cavemans, which is eh, okay. How should I put it? I don't find cavemen funny. Well, it's not like uh, and it turns out it's a caveman sports movie. And it's like I'm not really into sports either, so it's like I mean uh, I I don't know how to feel about this movie. Like I don't know. I mean, it wasn't bad.
The Aardman charm is present though, so
Yeah, more typical, more typical Aardman stuff. It's just that the the topic didn't really get me. You know, what can I say? I'm biased against cavemen, but yeah, it's let me get the wiki page up. So, back in ancient times, the dinosaurs roamed the earth, and then they died. But yeah, asteroids and stuff, and yeah, some cavemen found a round chunk of rock that was really hot and started kicking it around and invented football. And just to be clear, when I say football, I'm referring to the British football, American soccer. But I'll
yeah,
just be calling it football from here on out. Just you know, yeah,
sticking within the context.
yes. So go forward a couple centuries during the Stone Age, and yeah, the spot where that happened is a pretty big valley. It's cool, and there's some cavemen there. Doug, our main character, voiced by Eddie Redmayne, who, huh, what has he done?
Dare I say this makes up for? Dare I say that some people say that would make up for Jupiter Ascending?
Ah, yeah, I don't believe I've actually seen anything else he's been in. Also, gonna move this tab to the front that way I can easily get back there. But yeah, the our protagonist Doug. Along with him is the chief Bobnar, voiced by Timothy Spall. Hey, I already opened. Huh. Okay, so we've seen him recently because the when you've clicked on a link before on Wikipedia, it's like purple. Oh, he was the rat in Chicken Run.
One of the two.
One of the two. Like, was it one rat or two? He was a rat in Chicken Run.
I was about I was about to mention he's one of the recurrences.
Yeah. Then of course you also have Asbo, Gravel, Trebor, Magma, Berry, Grubup, Thongo, and Emac, voiced by uh, okay, Trebor is Richard Ayoade, who do
Ooh, he was recently in
oh
Soul.
the IT crowd. Huh. Didn't recognize that face. I haven't actually watched the show, but enough clips have popped up on Facebook that I should have recognized it. It's Magma, voiced by Selena Griffiths. uh, who hasn't done anything else that I've seen. Asbo, voiced by Johnny Vegas. Okay, anything on TV? Uh,
Interesting name. He was also in the Weakest League Comedian special. Oh, he was a guest on Top Gear too.
cool. Yeah, it seems like he's more of a guest guy than, you know. Okay, Barry, voiced by Mark Williams. Oh, Arthur Weasley in the Harry Potter movies. That guy. That guy. Cool.
Fascinating. He was also Horace in the 101 Dalmatians remake featuring Glenn Close.
Hmm. Also, Barry has a rock friend named Mr. Rock. Okay, Gravel, voiced by Gina Yashir. Uh, oh, apparently a commentator on The Daily Show. Okay. Uh, Grubba Up, voiced by Richard Weber, who does not have a wiki page. Emac, voiced by voiced by voiced by Simon Greennail, uh, to, and um, he doesn't have a listing of stuff he's done on his page. Um,
But he's one of two that is coming from the Show Machine movie. The other being Richard Weber, looking at his IMDb.
right.
He was also in the Chicken Run art department.
Oh, cool. Oh, and finally, Hognob, Doug's pet wild boar, voiced by Nick Park. But yeah, those are our heroes. So, so basically, that tribe, they hunt rabbits. Why rabbits? Why not? But one day, Doug's like, why can't we hunt something bigger, like a woolly mammoth or something? But Bobner's like, nah, we're good with rabbits. So yeah, everything's going fine until the Fire Nation attacked. I kid, but close enough. Basically, later that night, a bunch of armored mammoths shows up, and yeah, they're led by Lord Nuth, the a Bronze Age governor, voiced by Tom Hiddleston. Yes, Loki himself.
Near unrecognizably, if I do say so myself.
I didn't even notice it. It's like, this is a 2018 movie.
And dare I say they took a lot of similar traits physically from previous Aardman antagonists, particularly the big lips.
Yeah. So yeah, basically the tribe is kicked out of the valley. And oh yeah, the valley is surrounded by volcanic badlands. So yeah, the tribe is retreating. Hognub is like, ah. So Doug tries to save him. I'm like, okay, and yeah, he tries to attack Lord Nuth, but is basically knocked aside by a medieval wrecking ball, I guess, and falls into a cart. And when he wakes up, he's in a city. So it's like, okay, you got a caveman in a Bronze Age city. He has no idea what's going on. So he stumbles around a bit, and at one point, and like goes to this booth where like they're selling bronze pans, and it's like, ooh, shiny, like ding ding, like But yeah, so but yeah, has a small chat with the vendor there. But yeah. Anyways, so apparently there's a something going on. So everyone's crowded together, going to a large stadium, and of course, like you're going to the stadium, you pay the entry fee. Everyone has to pay. Doug has no idea what's going on. He just sees a big plate of shiny things and grabs some of it. They of course see this, and the guards start chasing after him. And okay, trying to get away, and basically ends up taking some guy's armor, and he's mistaken for someone who's supposed to be going into the arena. Like, okay, arena, sure, why not? So they get there, like, okay, this team against this team, you're going down. No, you're going down. And turns out it's a football match. And the person who's wearing the armor is the goalie. Now, Doug has no idea what's going on. So eventually it's like, wait, this looks similar to those cave paintings. Like, oh, my ancestors used to play this game. Like, okay, but yeah, he kicks the ball to a goal, except it was his own goal. So it's like everyone's wondering what's going on, and the guy he stole the armor from comes and like that's not me. So it's revealed that Doug is a caveman. Like caveman isn't supposed to be on football field. This is the Bronze Age. So yeah, but yeah, Doug is very angry at the governor for kicking him out of the valley, and he ends up challenging the football team. And it's like, okay, if my team wins, we get the valley back. However, if they lose, the tribe has to work in the mines forever. Now, Governor Newth is like, what's in this for me? But then realizes like, wait, another match, I can profit off of this. Because don't forget, everyone has to pay to get inside. And all that gold is going to him. Yeah, his motors are very basic. Like, okay, they'll be easy to take care of. Don't worry about it. So yeah, Doug goes back to to the people. So while that's going on, Newt receives a message bird from Queen of FIFA. I get it, FIFA. Right. But yeah, like yeah, she heard that like oh, the cavemen are challenging them. Newt is like, don't worry, we got this. But the queen's like, oh, you better watch yourself. Imagine what would have happened if your team lost. Oh yes. So the uh, okay. The message bird is voiced by Rob Brydon, Ooh, okay, what has he done? Apparently, he had his own chat show. Um, un- uncredited role in Shaun of the Dead. Okay, television. Uh,
And this is surprisingly the second time he's a quote unquote commentator, but we'll get to that.
yeah, he also voices some characters later on. And okay, so the Queen hasn't shown up yet, but since we've mentioned her, she is voiced by Miriam Margolyes, who, huh? Oh yeah, Professor Sprout, and to oh, Rita's grandma flushed away. That's when I clicked on that link.
Ah, so that's another recurrence.
Yep,
She was also in Happy Feet, apparently.
yep.
Oh, she was in the Go Who movie.
Ooh. So yeah, Doug gets back to his tribe and like, okay, we can get the valley back if we win this game. And everyone's like, what's football? So he has to try to explain it to them, except even he's kind of unsure as to the rules of it all. But like, oh, okay, trying to get through this, like, but it's not really working out that well. And yeah, eventually they get chased by a giant duck, and it ends up crushing the football. So yeah, they're out of a ball. So yeah, it's like Doug is just kind of like is down like, eh. And the chief Bob Nard's like, eh, this wasn't gonna work anyway. We're a rabbit hunting tribe. Forget about it. But like Doug is Doug is still Doug still wants to go through with this plan. So he and Hognob sneak into the city to steal some more balls. And to do this, they sneak into the stadium, and yeah, Doug gets down there the hard way. Like he trips and starts falling through the seats, tumbling through them, like and falls over into the next row of the seats, and then over and into another set of seats. It's like, really, you're doing this? Like it kind of dragged on a bit, but yeah, he eventually hits the ground.
It is a big stadium, though.
Yeah, and yeah, it seems that someone else is already here, practicing. And like he's just watching, and unfortunately, he makes a sound and gets hit in the head with a football. And the person practicing is a woman named Guna, voiced by uh, Maisie Williams. Yes, Arya Stark herself. Or if you're more into Doctor Who, then uh, I forget the character's name.
Ashilder?
Yeah,
She was the vendor we ran into earlier.
Yeah,
Can also
and like,
can also see Robot
oh,
Chicken on her resume.
yep. But yeah, and she's kind of impressed that he snuck into the stadium. Like again, cavemen and people in general aren't allowed into the stadium, except for a game, and they have to pay for that and all that stuff. She also thinks she also thinks he's kind of dumb, and like okay, how much of it is dumb and how much of it is bravery? But they're chatting, and yeah, unfortunately, they're noticed that like, oh hey, there's people in the stadium. That's not right. So they fight back using the soccer ball, using the footballs. Sorry, I slipped into American there for a moment. And while this is going on, uh, Hognaab is sneaking around in the upper area and happens to come across Nuth taking a bath, and Hognaab is mistaken for the person supposed to play the harp and massage because like Nuth isn't paying attention. He's reading the paper or something. So his back is to him. And I was like, okay, giving a massage, playing the harp or lyre or whatever. It's a large string instrument.
I think we get the idea.
Huh?
I think we get the idea.
Yeah. But eventually the commotion in the field gets his attention and hey, you're not. Oh right, the Nuth's assistant, or is it a different guy? I wasn't really paying attention to character design, but was the assistant also the referee,
Yeah.
or was that a different character? I didn't
Se-
see any other voices, so I think
se-
it's the same guy.
second in command and referee, basically.
Yeah. So yeah, that character is voiced by Kevin Novak, who has done
He was in Pennington.
huh, also Men in Black International. Uh,
He was in
eh,
the. He was in Time of the Doctor.
and he also voiced Lord Victor Quartermain in the Wallace and Gromit Curse of the Were Rabbit video game. So once again ties back sort of to another thing we watched this month.
So not exact, though not exactly a recurrence, but still.
Different voice actor,
Same.
but also voiced another character that of a thing we watched, just not the thing in that we watched, the video game of the thing we watched.
Yeah.
You get the idea.
Can see King or can see Robot Chicken again in the resume.
Yep.
And he's in the Thunderbird. Oh, and he's in the Thunderbirds reboot.
Oh. But yeah, so Guna, Doug, and Hogna all get away, and Guna agrees to help the team. So basically, her reason, like, okay, the team doesn't allow women in there. Screw them. Like, I'm helping you guys win. So Doug introduces her to the tribe. And it's like they have a big meeting. It's like, okay, here's who you're going against. Now, they're very talented. However, they pretty much just care about themselves. So the key here is skill and teamwork. Excuse me. Oh, just getting the drink. Gotta stay hydrated.
Although, although one of the although one of them is apparently credited. Novak's also voicing the captain.
Oh. Oh yeah, so he did. It okay, doesn't look like any of the other teams team members got voiced. I can't remember if like anyone else spoke. Anyway, so yeah, the, the tribe is off having a training montage. Meanwhile, like eh, Newt finds out that okay, so yeah, the tribe's ancestors invented football, and like oh crap, their tribe invented football. We can't let the queen hear about this. He gets a message word from the queen, and it's like, hey, I know that they invented football. You better not lose, or you're working in the mines. That's like, oh, what can we do to salvage this? It's not like the answer will walk right in the door, and then there's a knock at the door. It's like, really, guys, you're doing that? And yeah, it turns out there's some more cave paintings, and like, ooh, idea. So yeah, so the team's still training, and Doug is just like looking out into the valley that they were kicked out of, and like soon he is grabbed from behind and dragged off, and they bring him to the cave where they found the paintings, and Newt shows him like, oh hey, there's some more paintings that you haven't seen. Yeah, it turns out although your tribe invented the game, they sucked at it. They lost to every other team ever. So much so, they gave up. Like, oh, that's like, so if you're unsure if you want to keep going along with this, how about a deal?
I just realized what this could possibly reference.
What?
You know how there's a cartoon creator that will stick around for a bit, but then leave it in capable hands of, say, writers and such.
Yeah. Yes.
Lauren Faust, no doubt, is one of them.
What was that?
Lauren Faust, no doubt, was one of them.
Ah, yes. I was actually thinking that. So, it's, where was I? okay, it's like, okay, how about a deal? So it's the day of the match, and like, okay, Nuth is getting a bunch of gold, and like, oh hey, the queen is here. Crap, crap, crap. Okay, okay, don't worry. But yeah, Doug shows up, and it's like,
Yes. And
and that's the first one for this week. Right, where was it? So yeah, Doug shows up, and it's like, my team does not challenge the champions. We forfeit. And like and like I will go to the mines. And yeah, it's like, oh no. However, the rest of the team shows up on the giant duck, and it's Bobner's like, so what? You saw some paintings. I could draw better than that. And it's like, it's just paintings. Doesn't matter. You know. Now let's win this thing. Like, okay. And I was a little impressed that like for this kind of like oh gonna give up and stuff. It had a quick turnaround in time. It's like 5 minutes tops. Like usually they drag out this section of the movie a bit longer. You know?
we actually ran into a couple of those things throughout this month.
Yeah. Like okay, time to go. So the game starts and actually they do pretty good. They get a point. At which point, like Newth basically tells the team like, okay, time to get serious. Because the goalie was literally napping at the goal. I believe that's what, or well, he wasn't paying attention. So the bronze team really starts to go at them, and they're up by two by halftime. But like, okay, second half, let's work at this, and they actually managed to even up the score. And Newth is unhappy about this, so he knocks out the referee and takes his place. And basically, yeah, they start basically, okay, injuries are okay now, and they start are you know basically attacking the other. The bronze team starts attacking the other players along with Newth, and actually Bobnar gets knocked out as a result. So yeah, they're down a goalkeeper. However, Hugnaub, who has been really wanted to play this game but kept getting told like no, it's like okay, I'm the goalie now, and it's like sure, why not? And yeah, actually, uh, trying to get the wording right. Newth actually called a penalty, so the bronze team gets a penalty kicked, but Hogna blocks it, and it sends the ball way up into the air. So the bronze team, it's like, okay, trying to get up there, but they're kind of fighting each other to get up there, and works together, launches Doug up into the air, and kicks the ball into the bronze team's goal. winning the game 4-3. Oh, also, when the shenanigans were happening, yeah, the crowd was starting to boo because like yeah, they were there for an interesting game, and that crap was happening. It's like, how should I put it? I imagine that if the caveman team didn't win, there could have been a riot just from the just from the crap that was going on.
I was also going to mention that even though I don't quite get into that kind of stuff myself, I do hear that there's occasional conspiracies regarding sports rigging and things like that. I think this was a jab at that.
Yeah. So yeah, the team wins, and actually, the queen is okay with this. Like, it's like okay, they get the valley back, they get a trophy, which just might be made out of the meteorite, and like they even go up to the team and it's like, good game, and they're like, yeah, it was, like, uh, yeah, all's good, and I I was kind of surprised, like, wow, the queen's being reasonable. Then later, it's like, she's probably just really into the sport and didn't want her team to lose. It's like, I thought it was gonna be another unreasonable authority figure. She's just really into the game. Yeah, because she was actually cheering earlier a lot earlier when her team was winning. So like, okay, it's good. Except Nuth is trying to escape with the gold, but Doug and Goon basically kick balls at him until he stops moving, and the giant duck helps too. So
Because,
he's arrested, and
because,
everyone got their money back.
because no celebration, it's even at sports, is complete without confetti.
Yes. And so as the movie ends, Guna and the Bronze team joins Doug's tribe for a hunt, and they're like, okay, hunting a woolly mammoth. Except they get scared off, and turns out it was a rabbit pretending to be a woolly mammoth via shadow. It's like, ah, yes. Going back to the whole, why don't we try hunting a mammoth thing? Like, okay. But yeah, this movie was okay. I mentioned my issues with the topic, but it wasn't bad. Although some parts were kind of like the repeated falling through the seats thing, and the part where the duck shat on Newth. It's like, really, poop humor.
I wasn't sure if you
Uh,
were going to mention that, but I will say, still impressed from the technical side of things. Not as much as say last week's chemical reaction, but still.
right. Uh,
Definitely great to have
but
Nick
yeah,
Park back.
yeah. So apparently the oh wow, yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at my video. Like, wow, the frame rate. Like, dropped a lot of frames. And now I'm worried about the videos I recorded. Like I need to figure out what's going on with Streamlabs because like it keeps dropping frames. Yeah, because the video that's on the screen on the video there, that's not an issue with YouTube. That's whatever happened with the recording of the video being shown on. It's a source issue, not a YouTube issue, basically.
Okay.
And I'm getting really annoyed by it. It's like, okay, trying to record, but if this stuff keeps happening, I wonder if it's because of high CPU usage.
Getting back to acting resumes, this is actually the second time I have seen a movie with Eddie Redmayne. The first one being Soda's Legend of the Lost Treasure. Not quite sure if we're ever going to cover that, but
Yeah. But yeah, the movie, although it was pretty okay according to the critics, the audiences apparently didn't quite agree as with a budget of 50 million, it only made 54 million. Yeah. It might be why Aardman's been taking a while. Like, yeah, like probably like, okay, need to think of something good, something that'll be better than this. Not that this was bad, but okay. Again, biased here, but I'm kind of gonna blame the whole caveman thing because those tend to be kind of so-so, and honestly, a lot of caveman stuff seems to be kind of dumb humor. And also, okay, let's face it, it being a football/soccer movie probably didn't do it any favors as far as the American box office goes. Sound understandable? Then again, I'm no movie expert or anything. That's just my observation.
I do understand where the sports objective is sports objective in film and television isn't exactly well up there.
Like, I'm not exactly a sports expert or fan, but as an American, I'm pretty sure I can say that we're not exactly super hyped about soccer. I mean, yeah, it has its fans, but it's never been as big as like the NFL or the NBA or the MLB. You know, it's like you got those three, and then you have soccer. It's kind of there, but not like at the same. You know,
Still has a decent following though, because I do remember playing a old CD-ROM game. Old CD-ROM game.
yeah.
And I also couldn't help but think of some talk your interpretations of these sports.
Yeah.
Still don't know what to say about this kind of stuff. Still don't know what to say about this kind of stuff from a numbers standpoint because still higher than the budget, but
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a great movie. I mean, it wasn't bad either. It's just kind of so.
it's safe to say going to be one of those cult movies if you're familiar with Aardman.
Yeah.
Let's see, going back to
If I
resumes.
had to rate the Aardman movies that we watched, at the top would probably be Wallace and Gromit, followed by Pirates. Uh, mm, yeah. Hmm. Early Man or Flushed Away. I'm on the fence between the two for third place, and Chicken Run at last.
I was expected those. I was expected those two to be tied for the bottom since Chicken Run was technically Chicken Run was well. At least you weren't. At least you didn't note the humor in a well questionable fashion.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting back to resumes, A. Wade was in Lego Movie 2 and Paddington 2 and The Box Trolls.
Hmm.
Ooh, he's recently been making appearances in Mandalorian. Brayden will later go on to be Lestrade. He was also in the Cinderella remake.
Right.
Ooh, Margot's was in Shop of Horrors. I think one of my earliest introductions to her was a combination of Balto and Babe.
Hmm.
She would also return for Bacon. She would also return for Pig in the City.
Huh.
She was also in Giant Peach and Mulan.
Okay.
Amongst the additional voices, we have Whitehead, the current voice of Wallace. And here's something interesting.
Yeah.
Two, two dinosaurs in the beginning were not only similar to ones animated by Ray Harryhausen,
Hmm.
but in the end credits they are named Ray and Harry. So that's a nice tribute.
Cool.
Wouldn't knock them too far down though, as following year they would end up releasing Shaun the Sheep Farmageddon.
Hmm.
And that one got some nominations. British Academy Film British Academy Film Awards nomination. One of the British Independent and Animation Awards.
Hmm.
Nominated at the Chicago Film Critics Choice Super, Hollywood Music and Media, Music and Sound, UK, National Film UK, London Critics Circle Film, Satellite, and World Soundtrack.
Hmm.
So it looks like they managed to bounce back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking next video record I'm gonna try it without the avatar there. See if that helps with the recording. Because like if it's a issue, then not having that will help. And if even that doesn't help and it's still a CPU issue, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know?
Have you tried Bandicamp?
Uh, no. I've been using OBS because it allows me to record multiple audio streams, or not audio streams, audio tracks. It helps with the editing process.
Oh, yes. Haven't quite gotten in the ins and outs with Bandicam myself, but I do hear that the results are better in terms of frame rates.
I'll look into that.
Going back to the Zarman traits, there were some gags that gags that I couldn't help but get a bit of a chuckle at, from the sliding glass door to how the newspaper was presented
Right.
as a scroll. I will say, having finally seen them, Were Rabbit and Pirates would definitely be 2 and 3 if I ever did an Aardman list.
Well,
It would also be decently high if I did a stop motion list.
right.
Cloverfield direct sequel of the works at Paramount with Gotham City Police Department TV spin-off writer Barton attached.
Oh.
Clooney reportedly in line to play the pulp hero Buck Rogers for Legendary. Kind of curious to see how that would go, given his comic book rep.
Yeah.
Looks like we're expecting the Snyder Cut on March 18th.
Yep.
Gwendolyn Christine to play Lucifer in The Sandman. Boyd Holbrook as the Corinthian. Tom Studridge rumored for Dream.
Hmm.
Kim Pong as Lucine. Charles Dance as Roderick Burgess. S.M. Chaudhary and Sanjeev Bhaskar as Yvonne Kane. Michael B. Jordan's open to returning as Eric in Black Panther 2.
Yeah.
Given if he commented on Zhao's pitch for the Eternals movie, best he ever heard.
Hmm.
Bernthal set to return as the Punisher for the new Marvel for next Marvel Studios project.
Okay.
Seems there's a reason why X-Quote was missing from the Mandalorian finale, but that remains to be seen. Of course, no one sure to find he had family problems. Sean Gunn arrives in Australia to start filming for Love and Thunder.
Okay.
New Harry Potter series in development for HBO Max.
Hmm.
Also arriving in Australia, Jamie Alexander.
Oh.
Got some more information about the upcoming Pony film from a Kid Screen article.
I saw that. Ladies and gentlemen, Gen 5 is going to take place in the same universe as Gen 4, just, in the future. So that's nice, keeping the old world building around.
Fighting Her is a finalist for Fighting Game of the Year from Dice Awards.
Yeah, I saw that too. It's like, good for them. They've earned it.
I personally feel relaxed with this next one because it means my schedule continues. This means what I have planned for next month won't be sketchy, but 94 was released.
Right.
Finally, on the list of people that we sadly lost. Excuse me.
Oh, so I was looking at my screen, didn't notice I got kicked again, or not kicked, but yeah, oops. So yeah, I'm back. uh, I was looking at my phone, so I didn't notice.
That helps a bit. Let's see. Ooh, Adrian Campos. Campos Racing.
Hmm.
Harry Beale. Apparently, first Navy SEAL. Big Drama. Breeders' Cup Spirit winner 2010. Peter Vern Jones. He was in The Desolation of Smog. Bruce Kirby. He was in Stand By Me. And two of the more notable ones are Celie Tyson, Hall of Fame actress, in relation to Mike.
Hmm.
And I'm cracking a bit of a smile that at least saw two movies she was in before she kicked the bucket. Cloris Leachman.
Right. uh, that's good. I'll worry about it tomorrow. Yeah. Was trying to beat a boss in my game, and it's like, why is this one so difficult? Hmm. But yeah, yeah, I should probably wrap up soon. Like, I have a long week ahead of me because my aunts are gonna be out of town. My cousin and his girlfriend are gonna be over. It's like, gonna have to take care of the dog and all that fun stuff. And I'll probably do a couple of test runs for recording. Like, okay, what causes the frame drops and whatnot, you know? Like, if it's steady without the avatar, I'll hold off on the avatar until I get a new laptop, which has a better CPU. Because I've been noticing the computer's been getting kind of toasty lately.
For me, it's going to be a bit hard negotiating through the Frengen storm because apparently the trailer for the latest version of Thomas was released, and boy, was there an uproar.
Huh. And apparently my recording froze. Oh, I see. So when I was recording this one, it's split into three parts. I kept getting phone calls. It's like, oh, we need you to order dinner. It's like, okay, it's like, okay. And then another one, it's like, oh, we're gonna be home soon. We need help with the groceries. So like, I had to keep, I had to keep pausing, and it's like, oh, that's what that was. Okay.
I do. I I was about to mention I did see some blinking.
Uh, yeah, I'll be editing that part out of the complete video. Like, like the avatar, it isn't much, but I feel kind of adds a bit of character to the video. In that it adds a character to the video. Yeah, I'll see. It's like, yeah.
Still going to be giving the new show a watch though. Probably get my thoughts at some point. Actually, possibly audition for something for at a fellow Frengen slash Brony's been doing for over the past year.
Hmm. Okay, so that. Okay, that's what's going on.
Can't think of anything. Can't think of anything planned on a more affectionate level other than possibly specs sword painting from my folks.
Right. Okay, so there's that. Hmm. But yeah, it's like I have two more Retropolis videos, then I'll be moving on to a different game. I still also need to record Pokemon. I've kind of been stalling out on that. I should probably do a test run to see if just doing Pokemon causes frame skipping or frame dropping, I mean. Because that shouldn't be anywhere near as intensive.
I am so thankful that the February lineup will be on point with the one holiday that's probably going to be a major focus even after the day is passed.
Chocolate Day. Oh, right, Valentine's Day. I've taken to calling it Chocolate Day.
I can I can understand. One of the gifts of note is gifts of note would definitely be a bonbon.
Whereas the day after Chocolate Day, Chocolate Discount Day.
Another name. This concerns the unlucky ones. Single awareness.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure my sister will have an interesting one this time around, knowing that she's been LGBT wed. This will be either their fourth or fifth together.
Right.
But yeah, I can see a cult film here. Got a good lineup coming up for next month, including revisit to Oregon.
Hmm. Oh, I see. Ah, there's one of the issues. I was looking at the task manager. Apparently, the thing where I have the Nook as a secondary screen that takes up 10% of the CPU.
Hmm.
So the proper screen will definitely help with that.
Over then. And until we return to that Oregon location, as usual, stay safe, stay well, and hopefully we will see you next week. Take care.